The next presentation will be done by Faisal Memon, the CEO of IOL Pay, Unravelling the Chaos, the impact of traditional payment solutions on hotels. So please welcome Faisal to the lectern. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. This is live? Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gents. All right, let's talk about payments. So, what I wanted to cover today is basically just more in terms of how the world is today. I mean, I know when we think payments, most of the times when we're talking to hotels and chains, it's always just stuck about payment gateways, right? It's just stuck about having a payment gateway on the booking engine, on brand.com. I think a lot of folks don't really think of the impact of payments when it comes to the entire guest journey, beyond just what we have on brand.com. Actually, I don't have a clicker. How am I? Oh, this one here, yeah? All right, Peter. Cheers. Thank you. So why the chaos? So let's just talk about that for a few minutes. So when we talk payments, I mean, we'll, just want to think holistically, right? We've got consumers at so many different touch points when it comes to interacting with making a booking. So this is all pre-check-in scenarios here, right? So we got brand.com, we got obviously people booking on OTAs, tour operators, travel agencies, bed banks, all kinds of distributions that your revenue and distribution folks work with, right? And we have obviously people then, making bookings on call center, either you have a dedicated call center or directly at the hotel level, right? So each one of these journeys, as you can imagine, has a payment associated with it, right? And each of them obviously go through different systems, right? So you have your CRS or channel managers that you use that are plugged in. Everything obviously ends up in your PMS at the end of the day. That's your core operational system where everything ends. And then the hotel at the property level has some form of a payment system, right? And we'll talk about that in some detail later. But effectively, you've got two types of payments in terms of digital cards that's traveling through the ecosystem, right? It's either a consumer card that's coming from brand.com, or if I book on booking.com or Expedia, where I have pay at hotel option, right? I can put in my credit card, my own payment method, and that will just travel through all the way, either in your CRS or sits in the PMS. I mean, there's a whole conversation around PCI DSS compliance, we can talk about all day, but the focus is more in terms of just the different journeys that a consumer is traveling through in terms of getting that booking into your hotels, right? If you have a OTA or if you have a bed bank, a B2B partner, as you know, they are the ones collecting the payment from the consumer, and behind the scenes, right, they're sending us a VCC, a virtual credit card, right? And all of that ends up back again into your core operational systems. Now the question really is, how do these payments get processed? Okay, and how much automation exists, right? From a lot of hotels and chains that we speak to, a lot of that work is manual, right? And during the presentation, if I get a chance, I want to try and show you a live demonstration of some of the points I want to cover today as well. But a lot of that work is manual, a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. We are humans. We're reliant on our reservations team, we're reliant on the front desk team to take the money, to take the payments, either on a terminal or some sort of payment system that you might be having at the hotel level, right? Now imagine if this is a chain. So that pretty much stays the same. But what ends up there is you have multiple hotels all around the world, right, in different countries, different regulations, different compliance requirements, and many, many, many different payment systems, right? What we've seen is, and we have a slide in the presentation where a lot of the thought process around centralizing systems exists, right? But when it comes to payments, it's always been localized, right? So I'm a chain sitting there with my headquarters in the US, but when it comes to payments, my hotel in Bali, or my hotel in Cape Town, or my hotel in Timbuktu, they have to deal with that locally with their bank, with their local PSP, with their local payment systems that they can get their hands on. So there is a massive fragmentation. There's a massive disconnect between every other core system that exists, and the most important part of an e-commerce transaction being payments is kind of completely disconnected, right? So obviously we have a lot of issues, as you can imagine. Compliance, we spoke about. I mean, I don't want to even open this topic, but the amount of conversations we have with hotels where we still see credit card data just flying around the systems. I mean, a lot of PMSs are still on-prem. You know, we're talking about the cloud. A lot of them are migrating, but there's still a lot of on-prem servers and systems where card data is just sitting there, easily available and accessible to potential cyber attacks and threats, right? Payment collections. This is something very critical. This is something very close to my heart personally. As a consumer, I mean, you know, we are in the business of hospitality, and the most important thing for us is to be able to speak the customer's language, right? Whether it comes to my currencies, my choice of payment methods, but just because the way payments have been designed traditionally, it's all about where the hotel is and what payment systems are available to the hotel in that country, right? But hospitality is a truly cross-border industry. Right? We're not just an airline where 99% of my business on Emirates.com is coming from me, who's living in Dubai. I've got fares coming in dirhams. I'm paying it with my local card in dirhams, and I'm paying at the time of checkout. Right? Life is pretty easy there. Same with Amazon. Same with a lot of merchants, global merchants, but they are localized. Right? But now you flip hospitality, and it's another way around. Right? I'm sitting in Dubai, but I'm traveling the world. I'm booking my hotel in Singapore. I'm booking my hotel in Sydney. I'm booking my hotel in Miami. Right? I'm paying in so many different currencies, but I want to pay with my local payment methods, right? If I'm from China, I want to use my Alipay WeChat Pay. I don't have Visa, MasterCard. I want to use my Alipay WeChat Pay, right? How many systems out there, how many countries, how many hotels out there supporting Alipay WeChat Pay, not just from a check-in point of view, but even from the entire user journey that we were talking about, right? All of that leads to a lot of frustration from a consumer standpoint. But then even at a hotel level, we see there's so much manual work being done, right? We talked about virtual cards. I mean, somebody's got to charge those virtual cards. It just doesn't happen automatically, right? A lot of that is done by front desk staff. A lot of that is done by reservations teams. And, you know, they make mistakes. And remember during, just after COVID, we did a massive survey with MasterCard globally. MasterCard is the #1 issuer of virtual cards on the planet, right? And about 1/3 of their VCCs fail. All right. Nobody's fault, but it happens. N number of issues, right? You charge it before the activation, you charge it after expiry, you charge the wrong amount, the tax, you know, has changed because of the FX. There's N number of reasons. And all of that is dealt manually by your teams and the potential partner that has issued the VCC, right? Reporting, yes. When you have wrong data coming into your systems, there's obviously a lot of issues around reporting. We talk about AI, you know, just on the previous presentation, we talk about the accuracy of the data. You get wrong data, every other system that's depending on the data is going wrong, right? So there's massive impact even when it comes to your planning and prediction for your future business as well. And fake bookings, I don't know how many of you in this room or generally hotels actually face this, but one of the things I want to try and show you is when you look at a lot of people from the subcontinent, right, who need visas to travel the world, and believe it or not, the amount of fake bookings that go through on your websites or on Booking.com, right? These are genuine bookings with fake credit cards, and they just go through. There's no validation. There's absolutely no check-in balances, and all of that is linked eventually. And I'll try, like I said, if I get a chance to try and show you a live example of that happening. We'll come back to that later. All right, so we talk about the guest experience, right? It's meant to be frictionless. It's meant to be contactless. But yeah, I go to every hotel website, and you know, it's always, the pricing is in the hotel currency, right? Which makes sense. I'm a hotel in Bali again. I love Bali. So you've got all the hotels in Bali selling you in millions of IDR, right? IDR is Indonesian rupiah. I don't think anybody in this room has any idea what that FX is to a dollar or to a dirham or to a euro. Even I don't, right? So I'm seeing all these millions and millions of IDRs. I've got to go and figure out what that means to me in my currency. That's one thing. And then some of you will say, come on, Faisal, there is a currency calculator. You know what? It exists in the booking engine, and you can just click on it, and it'll show you the rate in your currency. And that's true, right? But what FX? Who's deciding that FX, right? That's just an indicative rate. That's not a genuine price that my card's going to get charged. When is my card going to get charged? Is it going to get charged at the time of the booking? Is it going to get charged at the time of check-in? Does anybody have any clarity in terms of when that's happening? I don't think so. And last but not the least, moving beyond the challenges around currencies is lack of payment methods, like I was saying earlier. I mean, beyond the card schemes, right? Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, Diners, you've got China Union Pay, you've got JCB. These are pretty much the global card schemes. The amount of payment methods, the adoption of payment methods is increasing so significantly. And I don't know how many of you are aware, and I'm not just talking about the Alipays and the WeChat Pays of the world, right? That's just massive. You look at India, one of the biggest source markets, and the entire country has moved to what we call as UPI, I think it's United Payments Interface. And you look at Europe, you have IDL from Netherlands, you have Sofort, you have Klarna, BNPL, crypto, right? I mean, there are countries in the world where crypto is legally allowed to trade and to use as a payment method. There's nothing wrong about that. So if I can do that, why does the hospitality industry, why do hotels don't have the tech? Or why do us as technology companies not provide that tech to the hotels so that we can actually speak the customer's language for the most important transaction, which is taking the money, right? We talked about indicative pricing already. FX, right? I mean, this is, yeah, I've seen cards, like all of us traveling. I mean, let's say you step out of your country, right? Forget being in the country, spending locally. I live in Dubai, we're headquartered in Dubai. Every time I travel out of Dubai, my dirham issued card, right? And I think all of you know this, when you step out of Europe, your euro issued card, anywhere out on the planet, right? You're gonna pay in that currency, pound sterling, you could pay in dollars, you could pay in dirhams when you come to Dubai, you go to Vietnam, you go to Thailand, right? You go to Cape Town, your card is getting charged all day long in that foreign country's currency. And you have absolutely no clue, you have absolutely no idea, you have no control, right, over what that FX is gonna be. So some of you will say, come on, Faisal, again, you got DCC. I don't know if you know what DCC is. It's called dynamic currency conversion, right? And generally when you tap a card or you swipe a card, right, you have, some of the terminals will give you a choice. Do you want to pay in dirhams or do you want to pay in euros, right? I think some of you would have seen that in your travels. I would ask you to actually sometimes check the rate on XE, right? Everybody uses XE, I guess, or your bank system. Just check the FX on XE and check the FX that those DCC terminals are applying, right? And then you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So the FX as a cost to the consumer is significant, right? Now again, hotels are not banks, right? You can't get involved in FX. You don't have treasury departments. You don't have treasury systems, right? And bottom line is still, there's a huge cost to a consumer to basically pay you in your currencies, whether it's online or at the time, on-prem. And that's one big reason why we see consumers always sticking with the OTAs, right? Because OTAs speak their local language, they charge them in the local currencies, they take care of the FX, they take care of the hedging, they take care of all the treasury requirements, and they provide all the local payment methods, right? So one of the big talks always about why, what we have to do to get consumers to book on a brand.com. I think the key thing that I've always seen missing is what are we doing about helping consumers around payments, right? Last but not the least, we talk about the repetitive card handling, right? So this is another thing. I put my credit card on the website. I've done that, right? The booking has gone through. I got a confirmation. And I'm coming to the hotel. I'm going through the process. And what is the thing that I've been asked again at the time of check-in? What is the one thing that keeps getting asked to all of us guys, right? Is a payment method. But I did that, right? I already put my credit card. Why do I have to give it to you again? And I don't know if anybody gives a satisfactory answer. They talk about security, that's BS. There's nothing to do with security, right? We book airlines all day long, right? You go to the check-in. And guess what? We don't even check in nowadays, right? We just go. Right? We're all business travelers. We just go to the gate, and it's done. But no, at the hotel, we got to go in, and you got to present your card. I don't understand why. Right? Then I stay, and I eat, and I drink, and I have massages, and I'm checking out. And maybe my auth that they blocked was for $200. And during the stay, I had a big bottle of champagne, and now it's $400 in the middle of the night. And I don't know if it's happened to all of you, but I've got calls in the middle of the night and saying, Mr. Memon, can you come down, please? Because we have to charge your card again. I don't know. I mean, this happens a lot in Vegas, but, and that's crazy. I don't want to come down in the middle of the night. And all I say is, you got my card, please charge it. Just charge it. No, sir, you have to touch your card, feel your card. I don't know what they do with my card, but they need that card, right, to top up during the middle of the stay. I'm checking out, same experience. And guys, what are we doing about it? I don't understand. And this is, whether it's a big global chain, whether it's smaller chains, whether it's individual hotels, some of them are investing into these technologies. But for me, personally, and one of the slides I think I talk about it, is why can't the world of hotels be like Uber? Think about it, just for a sec. So I don't want to put my card every time I travel from one hotel to another hotel for a brand that I'm actually devoting my loyalty to, right? So if I'm a Bonvoy member, if I'm whatever, right? Pick any chain. And there's so many loyalty programs out there. But when it comes to, so they've got your profile, they know what my likes, my dislikes, they have my booking histories. But what is the one thing that they lack is every time I'm doing that, every time I'm making a booking across different hotels in the world, I have to always present my payment method. But again, why? Why are you making life so hard for these consumers, these guests, these loyalty members? Why can't this just be truly invisible? Why can't this just be behind the scenes? Why can't this be like Uber, like I say, right? When is the last time you touch your wallet or you look at your phone when you get off an Uber car, right? You just leave, and it just happens. Everything happens behind the scenes, right? So some reason, no, we love to make it really hard and difficult. Think about that, and think about why that's the case as well, right? So I'm saying, hey, hotels have invested billions, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on centralizing technology, right? A lot of the folks out here, they do amazing jobs on a lot of these aspects. You got your global digital asset, you got your CRM, you got your brand.com, you got one central reservation system, you got a few PMSs, depending on your hotels around the world, and potentially maybe one loyalty system. But then what happened to payments? I don't know what happened to payments. I think everybody just forgot about it. So, as I mentioned earlier, payments somehow is always let the hotel, let the owner, let that property deal with it. And there's a lot of issues which we kind of covered because of that, right? What I envision as a future is the way you have, going back to the original diagram, right? It doesn't matter where your hotel is on the planet, right? It doesn't matter where your consumers are coming from the planet. The idea should be, while you have your centralized systems for your booking engines, for your distribution, for your operational systems, you have one global payments platform. Just one. Just picture that. Just have one single unified payment platform. Now, this is not just for your bookings of consumers that are using to book on your website. That's just tiny, man. That's just like, I don't know, what is the global average? Less than 10%, right? That's very, very small. We're talking about absolutely every digital payment that is coming through into your hotels, whether it's from your consumer, whether it's from your B2B partners, whether it's a virtual card, whether it's a consumer card, whether it's them using their local payment methods, everything centralized, managed, right, by one platform. And no matter where your hotels are on the planet, right, it's taken care centrally for all the hotels around the world. Now, there are some, very, very good smart companies out there. There's some brilliant payment companies out there. They're doing something similar, but they're limited, again, in the number of countries where they operate. They're limited, right? They might have solutions for US. Of course, everybody does US. You have Europe, easy, one big continent, one Eurozone, done. Come to Middle East Africa. I don't know how many of you have hotels in Middle East Africa or LATAM or APAC, right? There's a lot of countries outside Europe and US. And while the solutions might work for you in the Europe and US, right, the minute you step out of these zones, it's a mess, right? Nobody ever cares about the hotels. Just because you have a solution in UAE, Dubai, where we are, that's not the Middle East, guys. That's just one country, right? Can the payment company take care of the solutions in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in Oman, right, in Africa, in Indonesia, in Thailand, right? There's a lot of these destinations, leisure destinations, travel destinations. And no, yeah, that's one real issue we have, why we can't just have one unified platform. Okay, so what I believe the future could look like, right, or should look like, should be. So guest experience again, right? Everything starts with our guest experience. I talked about Uber. This is again, very, very close to my heart personally. I do not want to be asked, ever, about my payment method, right? If I have lodged it once, and if I've given you the permission, Mr. Chain, to use it every time there's a payment that needs to be charged to me, right? I accept the terms and conditions. Do it. Don't ask me. I don't want to give you my payment details again and again. I'm a loyal customer, right? But I'm not a loyal customer for one property, right? I'm a loyal customer to the brand. So don't keep asking me my payment details again and again, right? Don't ask me whether I want to use my Amex, because I don't. I want to use RuPay, if anybody even knows what that is, right? Because that's where all my money is. Actually, it's not. I'm just making it up. But, use my payment method. Use my Alipay, WeChat Pay, right? Charge that when that needs to be done, just like Uber. And it doesn't matter which hotel I go to, right? That should all happen frictionless and invisible. Okay, preferred payments, I think we spoke about it. Yeah, allow me to pay in my currency, allow me to pay with my preferred payment methods, give me BNPL, buy now, pay later. Why does buy now, pay later? Why can't I use Klarna only if I am in Europe? Why can't I use Klarna if I'm booking a hotel in Dubai? Right? I don't get it. But that's just how it is, right? And look, the more you're going to allow your consumer to interact with you and you completely make things invisible when it comes to payments, right? We believe there's a massive propensity to spend more, right? With the brand, with the loyalty that I would actually provide to that specific chain that I'll be working with. So what could the future look like? So what do we believe? Question, do we have time? Do we have time? Do I have? Yeah? Can I? Or it didn't work? Okay, I don't see this. Questions? I was trying to show a live presentation, but no. Yes? Yes? Ooh. Is Paul going to do it there? Okay, cool. Yeah, we just thought we'll show you something from our friends in Dubai. Everybody knows Jumeirah, yes? Jumeirah?
Yep.
Yes, Burj Al Arab, 7-star hotel.
Yep.
Right. So we're just going to quickly, I think Paul's driving it there. Just show you a booking engine. Let's go. Right? Just pick, whatever. Take a nice, I want to go for 4 weeks, Paul. Feel like a holiday after this. Especially after the game last night. All right. And it's summer. So, doesn't matter. Paul doesn't want me to go for 4 weeks. There we go. So, standard booking engine, all of you have seen booking engines all your life. A lot of your booking engines might look like this. This is a very custom booking engine that they've developed for themselves. You could be using a Synexis, a Profit Rooms, a Travel Click iHotelier. Take the most expensive, Paul, please. Yeah, let's take the 3-bedroom diplomatic suite. Yes, please. Stay and dine. I don't want to pay for anything. Stay and dine. Right, now, just while we are on this step, just skip this. So that's nice. Tries to sell me some romantic packages and a Rolls Royce. Just continue to check out. Ooh, Paul just decided to add me a rose petal romance experience. All right, okay. Added. Nice, basket. Close. It should just close automatically. Continue to check out, please. All right, just, if you stay here, just show us the booking overview for a sec, mate. No. Close that. Yeah, so good example, right? Now, a couple of things I like, to be fair, it knows the IP, so you saw the price was in euros, right? It automatically flipped to euros because it knows I'm in Barcelona, I'm in Spain, not bad, right? But bottom line, guys, that booking is gonna cost me about 661,000 dirhams, right? That is effectively what that hotel is gonna charge us. If you see the 163,000 euros, what does it say in the asterisk? Indicated price. What do you think your card is going to get charged for that amount of 661,000 dirhams? It's not going to be 163,000 euros. It could be whatever your bank feels like, right? And you have no clue. You have absolutely no clue what that amount is going to be. You have no control over what that amount is going to be. But to be fair, we do give them credit. It's not bad. They've done a decent job of at least giving you a approximate price, but that's not the final price, right? So let's just confirm it, Paul, yeah. Yeah, we like Disney at IOL, so we do Mickey Mouses and Donald Ducks at gmail.com. All right. That is being typed extremely slowly. Right, let's go. And pick any number. Whatever. Coolio. Donald Duck. What is that? 123,000 euros, right? I'm excited. No. Where did he get that card number from? Paul, you gotta take one from the. Is that gonna work? No. Paul, just open a new tab and just type a fake card number, if you can. Yes. I'm just gonna wrap this up. I got 5 minutes late. Okay, so I'm gonna use my time. All right, test card numbers. Let's take the MasterCard. Pick a MasterCard, Success MasterCard. Take the one, yes, 542. Yeah, that's the one, thank you. So we're doing this live, yeah, guys? You can see, we're not doing anything. Nothing is pre-programmed, just paste it. Right. And pick any, don't remember this now. Anything, 12, 20, 26, 28, whatever. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Right, anything, doesn't matter. I'll present a valid ID, yes sir, and I agree, yes sir. Go ahead. Confirm and book. What is that? What just happened? Do you see what happened, right? That's a confirmed booking. That's a Synexis confirmation number. It's a very bad responsive design, but if you see that confirmation number, see something for you, whatever, that's a Synexis confirmation number. That's a confirmed booking. Donald Duck has just made a booking, a live booking in Burj Al Arab for the most expensive suite, right? Sometime in June or July, I don't remember where, for about 123,000 euros. And I can do this. We can do this on any of your websites all day long. Any website that does not sit there and tokenize cards, that does not sit there and validate cards, it just is a booking engine. It's not an e-commerce platform, guys. Don't call your websites e-commerce platforms, because they're not. It's like I've seen, hey, if it's a non-refundable, maybe some of you have a payment gateway. But if it's a flex, all day long, I can book all day long on flex rate plans. right? Why? Because the cancellation is in the future. Let the hotel deal with it. We've done our part. We've got a beautiful booking engine that just does what it does here. Take that number and we need to send it to our friends in Jamaica to cancel it. But hey, that's me, all right? So any questions? We're here, we are in the tech area, so you can all come and see us today and tomorrow as well. Love to have a chat about your payment journey, where you are in your life, depending on where you are, I guess. And happy to talk about scenarios, use cases, what the world should really look like, and how we can help push it. All right? Thank you.